Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to talk about retirement planning, specifically that really popular common sense plan that, millions of people are following right now. But here's the catch. It's pretty much designed to fail.
Seriously, if you're following this plan, you are on the absolute fastest track to failure. Sounds crazy, right? Let's break down why that perfect plan you have might actually be a disaster just waiting to happen.
All right, let's get right into it. Does this sound familiar? The thinking that goes, oh, I'll just pull in 15% annual returns from my stocks, and then poof, when I retire, I'll just slash my spending in half. No problem. I mean, it's the kind of advice you hear all the time, but it's built on some seriously shaky ground. So, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this whole thing. We're going to unpack the myths that make this plan so incredibly risky and show you why that common sense approach could lead you to, a very, very stressful retirement. Okay, so this whole flawed plan really boils down to three core delusions. Think of them as the big myths. So let's put on our myth-busting hats and tackle the very first one. First one up, and it's a biggie. This belief that the stock market is some kind of magical money machine, right? That it just keeps printing those awesome double-digit returns year after year, forever and ever. Stocks only go up. Now here's where that whole delusion really takes root. Look, over the last decade, it's true the S&P 500 did average around 15% a year, and that feels great. But that's just a tiny snapshot in time. The long-term historical average, it's much closer to 10%. So planning your entire future based on a recent hot streak, that's a massive, massive gamble. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Expecting 15% returns forever is like living through a heat wave in July and deciding, you know what, I don't need a winter coat. You might feel like a genius for a couple of months, but guess what? Winter, it always arrives. All right, on to delusion number 2. And this one is sneaky. It's the one where we completely ignore the power of inflation to just silently eat away at all your hard-earned savings. So imagine this. You look at your portfolio and you see this beautiful number, a 10% return for the year. You're feeling pretty good, right? You're a financial genius. You made money. Or did you? Because then reality hits you like a ton of bricks. If inflation was running at 7% that year, your real return, what you can actually buy with your money, was only 3%. Suddenly that big, impressive number looks, a lot smaller. Here's a perfect way to think about it. Let's say you get a 10% raise at work. Awesome. But then the price of chicken goes up by 20%. Are you actually any richer? Nope, not at all. You're actually falling behind. And that is